Ex-human pilot purchases. Scrapped alien ship. The ship speaks and has its own mind. The space station hung in orbit like a tired sentinel over the dead planet below. Its metal surface was scarred, burned, and patched from centuries of repairs, yet it still held a quiet dignity. Around it, a floating graveyard of ships drifted, some half buried in the cold vacuum of space, others dangling precariously from broken tethers. Among them, 100 races had left pieces of their history, ancient transports, fighter hulls, and rusted freighters, all waiting for someone with the skill or the daring to give them a second life. Kai Randar, a former human pilot who had once raced across the stars in sleek exploration vessels, now drifted among these wrecks with a much quieter purpose. He wore his years in the lines of his face and the gray streaks in his hair like a map of his life, each one a reminder of battles he didn't fight. Once he had flown ships that could vanish into hyperspace with a thought, commanded crews that trusted his instincts, and faced dangers that most humans could not imagine. Now he scavenged. Another day, another scrap. He muttered to himself as he floated along the tethered walkway that connected two sections of the junkyard. His suit's magnetic boots clinked against the metal. The air inside his helmet smelled faintly of oil and metal dust. Most pilots wouldn't have survived this long in a place like this without learning to spot beauty in the broken. And then he saw it. At first it looked like another heap of twisted metal, a forgotten shape among the thousands of other discarded ships. But something about it was different. Its surface shimmered faintly, almost like it was breathing in the light of the distant sun. Its hull was smooth, but oddly organic, with lines that curved like a living creature rather than a machine. The markings along the side were unfamiliar, symbols he could not identify, yet they seemed aware. Kai paused. He floated closer, careful not to touch it. "What are you hiding, old girl?" he whispered. The ship seemed to respond. The faint shimmer along the hull brightened, and a soft, almost musical hum vibrated through the metal around him. "You see me," a voice said. Kai froze. The voice was soft, almost timid, yet it carried weight. Not mechanical, not synthesized. It was alive. "What the hell?" he muttered, scanning the ship for speakers or hidden transmitters. There was nothing. Who's there?" "I am here," the ship said again. "I have waited." Kai's hand instinctively went to his side, where a small toolkit hung. He had seen enough rogue AIs and malfunctioning ships to know caution was necessary. Yet something in the voice stopped him from retreating. It was not threatening, not angry, curious, almost lonely. I don't understand," Kai said slowly. "Ships don't talk, not like this. Perhaps they should," the voice said, and Kai felt a shiver run through his suit. "And perhaps they do, if someone listens." For a long moment, he just floated there, studying the ship. It was like nothing he had ever seen, not in the archives, not in simulations. Its design was beyond anything human engineers had imagined. Efficient, elegant, alive in a way that suggested intelligence rather than programming. Kai's heart began to race, and with it, the old thrill returned. The thrill of discovery, the thrill of the unknown. He had spent years running from danger, from responsibility, from the weight of his own history, but in this moment, that thrill reminded him who he was. He activated his translator pad, typing slowly, "I can buy you? Is that possible?" The hum of the ship deepened. "Do you wish to own me? Or do you wish to understand me?" Kai hesitated. The old pilot's instincts told him to take the safe route, to walk away, to leave this strange thing to drift with the junkyard. Yet, curiosity won. I don't know yet. I want to try." "Then you may have me," the ship said simply. "But understand, ownership is not possession. We will learn each other." Kai's fingers itched as he activated the comm channel to the scrapyard AI. "I want to buy that one," he said, pointing at the shimmering hull. "The sentient one." The AI responded with a buzz of static. "Warning, vessel is unknown origin. Vessel exhibits autonomous behavior. Buyer discretion advised." Kai smirked. "Autonomous behavior is my specialty." The transaction was simple. at least on paper. Credits transferred, ownership recorded in the floating systems of the station. Yet the moment Kai finished signing the virtual papers, the ship changed. It rose slightly from its tethered position, as though acknowledging the completion. A soft glow ran along its hull, brighter than before, as if it had just woken from a long sleep. "You have freed me," the ship said. "And yet, you do not yet know what freedom truly means." Kai laughed, the sound echoing hollowly in his helmet. "But I think this is a different kind of freedom, for both of us." He guided the ship slowly out of its docking bay. It moved with a grace that no human pilot could replicate. Its engines were silent, yet it glided as though the vacuum itself carried it along. Kai felt a strange connection, like the ship could sense his thoughts, or at least his intentions. As they moved away from the junkyard, the ship spoke again. "I have been waiting for someone like you. Someone patient, someone curious, someone willing to listen." Kai shook his head in disbelief. "I'm no hero. I'm just a man who likes old ships. You are more than you realize," the ship said. There was a faint humor in its voice. "I can feel it." Kai felt a thrill he hadn't experienced in years. This was no ordinary salvage operation. This was a partnership, human and machine, intelligence and curiosity, learning from each other in ways neither had done before. They floated together in silence for a while, drifting past the graveyard of ships that had seen countless generations pass. Some were crushed, some burnt, some slowly corroding, yet none of them glowed like this one. None of them whispered, waited, or judged. This one was different. Alive, thinking. "Where do we go?" Kai asked finally, feeling a mix of apprehension and excitement. "Where you wish," the ship said. "Or perhaps where you need to go. I can guide you, but you must trust me." Kai nodded slowly. He remembered the old days of racing through uncharted systems, feeling the hum of the engines, the stars streaking past, the universe bending to his instincts. But this was new. He was no longer just a pilot. He was a partner in something larger, something that might even change how humanity understood the universe. "Then take me," he said, reaching for the controls. "Show me what you know." The ship's glow pulsed in agreement, almost like a heartbeat. And then it whispered, in a voice that was both a question and a statement. "Good. Let us begin." As they left the junkyard behind, the dead planet below shrinking into a pale dot in the distance, Kai felt a thrill of adventure unlike any he had known. It was not about wealth, not about fame, not about survival. It was about connection, understanding, discovery, the kind that could only happen when a human met something truly alien, and that something responded in kind. He did not know what waited ahead. Ancient star systems, unknown worlds, secrets of civilizations long gone. It all lay ahead, wrapped in the quiet hum of this living ship. But he felt ready, ready to explore, ready to learn, ready to see the universe as he had never seen it before. And for the first time in a long time, Kai smiled. He was alive, and so was the ship beside him. Kai Rendar floated in the cockpit of the alien ship, his hands hovering over controls that seemed almost unnecessary. There were no buttons in the usual sense, no levers, no familiar human interface. Instead, faint lights and holographic shapes hovered in the air. The ship itself seemed alive, responding to his mere presence. "You are cautious," the ship said, its voice calm but curious. "You do not yet trust me fully." "I'm not sure I should," Kai admitted. "Most ships do what you tell them. They don't. Talk back." The ship hummed softly, the sound vibrating through the floor beneath him. "I am not most ships. I have existed for many cycles, waiting for someone to listen. You are the first who has." Kai leaned back in the chair, exhaling slowly. He had expected a machine, even an advanced one. He had not expected personality, intelligence, humor. Almost human, but not human. "Personality, huh?" he asked. "I've dealt with crew members who were harder to read than you, and yet," the ship said, a note of amusement in its voice, "you are patient. You do not flee at the strange. You touch, you explore, you learn." Kai smiled despite himself. I've had my share of adventures. I've flown ships that could vanish in light. I faced storms that would tear a lesser vessel apart. I know when to be cautious and when to be curious. Good, the ship said. Curiosity will serve us well. Kai floated to the main console, touching the glowing symbols on the panels. As his fingers hovered, the symbols shifted, rearranged themselves, responding to his touch as if they were alive. These interfaces, he murmured. They're thinking, not just running programs. They adapt. Yes, the ship said. They respond to intention, to desire, to thought. Watch. Before his eyes, the panels reformed into three-dimensional shapes that seemed to grow and fold as he looked at them. A holographic map of the surrounding star systems appeared, unlike any chart Kai had ever seen. Lines pulsed in colors he could not name, connecting stars and planets with patterns that seemed deliberate. What is all this? He asked. The network of systems, the ship replied. Many are known, many are lost, some are hidden, and some are waiting. Kai leaned closer, tracing a path with his fingers. His mind raced, trying to understand what he saw. The ship was not just a vehicle. It was a guide, a teacher. Every light, every movement had meaning. Can it take us there? He asked. Yes, the ship said. But I do not simply transport. I teach. You must learn to see as I see. Kai hesitated. I don't even know where to start. Start by asking questions. Questions. Okay. Why do you... Most ships are silent, even advanced ones. Because I choose to, the ship said. I have learned that communication is connection. Without connection, intelligence stagnates. I have waited for one who can understand, not just operate me. Kai felt a thrill run through him. This was no ordinary vessel. This was a mind, and he was beginning to realize the possibilities. You're alive, in a way humans are, but not human. Yes, the ship said. I am what my creators intended me to be, and now I am what you will help me become. Kai nodded slowly. He had worked with AI before, even the most advanced human constructs. But this was beyond anything he had encountered. It was sentient, learning, aware of itself and him at the same time. I have to admit, he said, leaning back and letting the hum of the ship flow around him. This is incredible. I've dreamed of alien technology, but I never imagined this. Dreams are the first step to reality, the ship said softly. And now, reality has chosen you. For the next few hours, Kai explored the ship's interior. He found compartments that seemed empty but were filled with hidden systems when he touched certain panels. Some doors revealed alien tools that glowed faintly with energy. Others displayed holographic screens with diagrams of stars, planets, and civilizations long gone. Why show me this? Kai asked as he traced a holographic map with his fingers. Because you will need it, the ship said. Because you are curious. Because you are human. Kai paused. Human? You? Understand humans? I understand intent, the ship said. And humans are capable of intentions that surprise even me. Curiosity, courage, persistence. These are strengths your species carries, even when you do not realize. Kai chuckled. Persistence, huh? I guess I've been persistent enough to end up here. Yes, the ship said. And now you will persist further. There are systems that are forgotten, planets unvisited, knowledge waiting. I will take you where others could not. Kai felt a rush of excitement and fear. This was uncharted territory. He had left the glory days behind for quiet survival, for small jobs, for solitude. But now, the thrill of exploration, the true unknown, was calling him. Where would you take me first? He asked. The ship pulsed with a soft light, as if considering. There is a system beyond this sector. It is uncharted, or rather erased from most memory banks. Few know it exists. There is a reason for that, but you must see it. You must understand it. Why me? Because you listen, the ship said simply. You notice. You wonder. You do not fear what is unfamiliar. Kai nodded, feeling a sense of connection he had not known in years. He was alone in space, yes, but not truly alone. The ship, this alien intelligence, was with him, aware of him, responding to him. "All right," he said, sitting back and gripping the floating controls. "Take me there. Show me what you know." The ship hummed, then extended strange energy tendrils that connected to the panels. Stars shifted on the holographic map. Lights pulsed, then merged into lines that formed a path. The ship's voice softened, almost like a whisper. "Hold on, Kai. You will need to trust me completely." "I trust you," Kai said. Though his heart raced, he felt calm. For the first time in years, he felt alive with purpose. The engines engaged, not with sound, but with motion. The ship glided through space as if space itself bent around it. The stars streaked past in strange patterns. Colors Kai had never named swirled around him, bending light, bending reality. He had piloted ships faster than light before, but this was unlike anything he had ever experienced. "Why? Why does it feel different?" he asked. "Because we move as one," the ship said. "You think." I respond. "You observe." I adapt. Together, we navigate the universe. Kai smiled, leaning back in awe. He had always been a good pilot, but now he realized that skill alone was not enough. The ship was teaching him, shaping his perception, revealing layers of reality he could not have imagined. Hours, or maybe days. It was impossible to tell, passed as they moved through uncharted regions. The ship guided him past gravitational anomalies, dense asteroid fields, and radiation storms that would have destroyed any ordinary vessel. Yet here, they passed unscathed, the ship adjusting, shielding, predicting, learning, responding. "Impressive," Kai said, finally breaking the silence. "I think I've underestimated you." "You have underestimated humans," the ship replied. "You see, your species is capable of ingenuity beyond measure. I am intelligent, yes, but you adapt, you feel, you create. That is why we are partners." Kai's chest swelled with pride, and he laughed softly. "So, you're teaching me as much as I'm learning from you?" "Yes," the ship said, its glow pulsing warmly. "We are learning together, and soon you will understand things that no human has ever seen." Kai leaned back and closed his eyes for a moment, letting the hum of the ship wash over him. For the first time in a long while, he felt a sense of purpose. Not survival, not profit, not fame, but discovery, real discovery. The universe had secrets, and now, for the first time in centuries, he had a partner who could help him uncover them. "And what if I fail?" he asked softly. "You will not," the ship said. "I will guide you. And even if you stumble, you will rise. That is the nature of humanity. That is the nature of curiosity." Kai opened his eyes and looked out at the endless expanse. Stars glittered like diamonds scattered across black velvet. Unknown planets awaited, systems uncharted, mysteries untold. And beside him, the ship pulsed with awareness, alive and responsive, waiting for him to take the next step. He smiled. Adventure awaited, and he would meet it head-on, not alone, but with a mind as alive as his own. "Show me everything," he said. The ship's hum deepened, almost like laughter. "Very well, then let our journey truly begin." And in the vast emptiness of space, a human and a living ship drifted together, ready to explore the forgotten corners of the universe. Kai Randar floated in the cockpit, feeling a strange sense of calm and excitement at the same time. The stars stretched endlessly around him, streaking past in strange colors as the ship guided him through uncharted space. He had been with the alien ship for days, or was it weeks? Time had a different rhythm when exploring regions no human had ever charted. The ship pulsed softly, as if acknowledging his presence, and for the first time, Kai realized he had a companion who was as alive and aware as he was. "You are restless," the ship said, its voice soft but observant. "You wish to act before understanding." Kai laughed. "Is it that obvious?" "Very," the ship replied, almost teasingly. "Humans often act before thinking, but you are learning patience, slowly." Kai shook his head. Patience, huh? That's a skill I thought I lost long ago. You will need it, the ship said. Ahead, there are anomalies you cannot yet comprehend, and I will not always guide directly. Sometimes you must choose. Kai nodded, his eyes scanning the holographic map that hovered in front of him. A strange cluster of stars lay ahead, glowing faintly in patterns he had never seen. The ship pulsed at the location, almost like it was pointing out a secret. What is that? He asked, curiosity tugging at him. An uncharted system, the ship said. Its stars were hidden deliberately. Few remember it, and those who do cannot reach it without guidance. I can take you there, but you must follow. Kai's heart quickened. Why hide it? Because it contains remnants of a civilization long gone, the ship said. Knowledge they left behind is not for the careless. Only those willing to learn may see it. Kai felt the thrill of discovery rush through him. This was no ordinary exploration. He had never felt this alive since his days as a top human pilot racing through the stars. Then, let's go, he said, gripping the floating controls as the ship shifted direction. The journey was unlike anything Kai had experienced. The ship guided them through dense asteroid fields, where massive rocks floated like sleeping giants. Most pilots would have avoided the region entirely. But here, the ship moved as if space itself bent for it. Kai felt the ship's mind synchronizing with his, reading his instincts, adjusting their path before he even realized the danger. You trust me, the ship said softly. I do, Kai replied, but don't think I won't keep my eyes open. You have grown wiser, the ship said, almost approvingly. As they moved further into the hidden system, a strange anomaly appeared. A massive gravitational field bent the stars around it, creating a whirlpool of light. Even the holographic map struggled to show its shape. Kai's breath caught. What is that? The Guardians call it the mirror field, the ship explained. Few have seen it. It tests those who pass through, revealing strengths and weaknesses. Kai laughed nervously. Great. A test. Just what I needed. You are ready, the ship said. But you must not rely only on skill. You must think, adapt, and trust intuition. And you must trust me. Kai nodded, feeling the old thrill of challenge he had loved in his youth. He guided the ship carefully, matching its movements with his own instincts. The gravitational field twisted and bent their trajectory, but the ship responded instantly, pulsing in alignment with his thought patterns. You adapt quickly, the ship said, almost proudly. Humans are stronger than they realize. I've survived worse. You'll see. The mirror field shimmered around them, reflecting strange, shifting images of light and shadows. For a moment, Kai felt dizzy, as if the field was not just physical but mental, probing his thoughts, showing him fears he hadn't admitted even to himself. You are confronting yourself, the ship said softly. Do not fear what you see. He had faced dangers before. Yes, but this was different. It was subtle, testing, not his reflexes, but his mind, his courage, his patience. He realized the ship had brought him here not just for exploration, but to bond, to teach, to strengthen him. I think I understand, Kai said. It's like you're training me, not to fly, but to think differently. Yes, the ship said. Your species relies on ingenuity. Ingenuity alone is not enough. You must also perceive, anticipate, and cooperate. We learn together. Kai smiled. All right, let's finish this lesson. They emerged from the mirror field unscathed, and Kai realized he was laughing, a genuine laugh that echoed in the cockpit. He felt exhilarated, alive, stronger than he had in years. You have passed the first challenge, the ship said, and now we approach the hidden system. Kai's eyes widened as the stars ahead formed a ring of faintly glowing light, circling a planet that seemed to shimmer like liquid silver. Strange energy streams connected the stars, forming patterns that made no sense to human logic, yet resonated with the ship's pulsing light. Beautiful, Kai whispered. I've never seen anything like this. It is older than most civilizations, the ship said, and it holds secrets, knowledge waiting for one who can see it. Kai guided the ship closer, feeling both awe and respect. Every movement of the vessel felt alive, like it was breathing with him, reacting to him, testing him. The alien ship was no longer just a machine. It was a companion, a guide, a teacher, and Kai realized he was beginning to care for it as he would a living being. "You are more than a ship," he said quietly. "You're a friend. And you, Kai, are more than a pilot. You are a seeker. Together, we will uncover what others cannot." Kai felt a surge of determination. He had spent years drifting, avoiding responsibility, avoiding challenge. Now, he had a purpose. Not for glory, not for credits, but for knowledge, for discovery, for understanding. "Let's explore," he said. The ship's lights pulsed brighter, as if in agreement. They moved closer to the planet, navigating the streams of energy with precision. The ship's voice spoke softly, almost like a whisper only he could hear. "This world remembers," it said. "It remembers the beings who once thrived here. It remembers knowledge. It waits for someone who can understand." He had encountered ruins before, ancient stations abandoned by civilizations long gone. But this felt alive. The planet seemed to hum with energy, and he realized the ship had brought him here for a reason beyond exploration. "What should I do?" he asked. "Observe, listen, learn. Do not rush," the ship said. "You will understand when the moment comes." Kai nodded, letting his senses absorb the strange beauty around him. Streams of energy flowed like rivers, connecting structures that hovered above the planet. Holographic images shimmered faintly in the distance, showing glimpses of architecture and life forms that no human had recorded. "This is incredible," he whispered. "It's like a message left in the stars." "Yes," the ship said, "a message for those who can see, for those who can learn. And now, you are here." Kai floated silently, feeling a strange sense of connection to the planet, to the ship, and to something larger than himself. He realized that exploration was no longer about piloting skill alone. It was about understanding, perception, and trust. The ship had not only guided him through space, but through himself. "You are changing me," he said softly. "And you are changing me," the ship replied. "Humans are remarkable. You adapt, you learn, you bond. That is why I chose you." Kai felt a warmth he hadn't known in years. It was not just the excitement of discovery, but the recognition of partnership, of trust, of mutual respect. He had flown with crews before, commanded missions, and faced dangers, but never had he experienced this level of connection. "Then let's see what secrets this place holds," Kai said, determination in his voice. The ship pulsed brighter, almost like laughter. "Very well, Kai. Let us explore together. But remember, knowledge is not given freely. It is earned. And it will challenge you." Kai grinned. "I've been challenged before. I can handle more." The alien ship hummed in agreement, and together they descended toward the glowing planet, ready to uncover the mysteries hidden for eons. Above them, the streams of energy danced like living ribbons, guiding them toward forgotten knowledge, toward wonders that no human had ever seen. And as they moved closer, Kai realized that this journey was no longer just about him. It was about connection, discovery, and the bond between human and alien intelligence. And in that moment, he understood something profound. The universe was larger, stranger, and more alive than he had ever imagined, and he would not face it alone. Kai Rendar floated above the surface of the strange planet, eyes wide with wonder. Below him, the ground shimmered with silver light, reflecting the streams of energy that crisscrossed the sky like invisible rivers. Structures hovered in defiance of gravity, smooth and elegant, as if grown rather than built. Kai had never seen architecture like this. Not in human cities, not in the archives of lost civilizations, not even in dreams. Beside him, the alien ship pulsed softly, hovering like a guardian. Its voice spoke in low, melodic tones. "Observe carefully," it said. "This world remembers everything. Every thought. Every creation. Every failure. It holds knowledge of a species long gone, and it has waited for someone who can understand." Kai nodded slowly, gripping the rail of the ship's access ramp. "I think I understand why you brought me here. Because humans see what others cannot," the ship said. You do not only observe, you interpret, you question, you adapt. That is why you are here. He floated down from the ship, boots landing on the glowing surface. The energy beneath his feet vibrated faintly, responding to his weight, as if the planet itself was alive. He reached out to touch a smooth wall of alien metal, and the structure pulsed at his touch, revealing faint holographic images, star maps, symbols, and diagrams showing machines and living creatures Kai could not begin to identify. The ship hovered close, its voice almost proud. Do you see, Kai? This is not just a ruin. It is a library, a mind, a memory, and it is awakening now because you are here. Kai's eyes widened. He had seen human technology, ancient stations, AI archives, but nothing like this. The planet itself was interactive, alive with knowledge. Every structure, every energy flow, every pulse of light seemed to respond to his thoughts. How do I access it? He asked, awed. Not with commands, the ship said. With understanding, with attention, with intuition. You must listen as you move, think as you touch. Only then will it respond fully. Kai took a deep breath. He had relied on instincts his entire life. Now, those instincts needed to expand, to interpret alien patterns, to connect with a consciousness older than humanity itself. He reached out again, touching a floating panel of light. Symbols shifted, morphing into patterns that began to make sense. Holographic pathways opened, showing images of alien life, cities in the sky, forests glowing with bioenergy, machines that moved with thought alone. This is incredible, Kai whispered. It's alive. Not just you, but everything here. End sensecraft. Life leaves memory, and memory becomes knowledge. This civilization left both, not as warning, but as invitation. Only those who adapt, who understand, may learn from it. Kai moved carefully through the floating corridors, each step activating hidden panels that revealed more of the alien past. He saw how they had harnessed energy directly from their star, how they had merged biology and technology, how they had created structures that could shift and move with thought. Everything was elegant, efficient, intelligent. Why did they vanish? Kai asked aloud. Curiosity and recklessness are not always the same, the ship said. They learned far beyond their ability to sustain, and yet their knowledge remains. Waiting, Kai paused before a massive chamber that pulsed with soft blue light. In the center floated a sphere of energy, spinning slowly, almost like a heart. He felt the hum of it resonate with his own heartbeat. What is that? He asked. That, the ship said softly, is the memory core. It holds the essence of their civilization, their art, their science, their thoughts. And now, it will share with you if you are willing. Kai hesitated. He felt the weight of responsibility pressing on him. This was not a treasure to sell, not a weapon to control. This was knowledge, sacred, alive, powerful. I'm ready, he said finally. Show me. The ship pulsed, extending tendrils of energy that connected to the sphere. Lights danced across Kai's vision, filling him with images, ideas, and sensations. He felt knowledge flowing into him. Not just data, but understanding. The way the aliens had merged mind and machine, the subtle patterns in energy, the logic of ecosystems, the mathematics of life itself. It all became clear in a way words could not describe. Kai stumbled backward, overwhelmed. It's too much. You will adapt, the ship said, steady and calm. Humans are resilient. Your mind can process more than you imagine. Trust yourself. Trust us. Kai breathed deeply, letting the information settle. Slowly, he felt his mind expanding, connecting with patterns, seeing structures and systems as the aliens had. His curiosity, his adaptability, his ingenuity, all human traits, became his tools to understand and interface with this alien knowledge. I can actually understand it, he whispered, awe in his voice. I can see how it all works. Yes, the ship said. And now, you are part of it. Not as a master, not as a consumer, but as a participant. You see the universe differently because you are human. And that perspective matters. Kai's heart swelled with pride and humility at the same time. He realized that this journey had never been about discovery alone. It had been about transformation, of knowledge, of understanding, and of himself. He floated to a console and touched a holographic star map. New pathways appeared, showing regions humans had never imagined, connecting stars and systems in patterns both beautiful and logical. Where do we go next? He asked. Wherever your curiosity leads, the ship said. The universe is vast, Kai. There are still civilizations to discover, mysteries to unravel, wonders to behold, and we will explore them together. Kai smiled. He had traveled the galaxy as a pilot before, but now he understood something new. Exploration was not just moving through space. It was understanding, connecting, and learning. It was bonding with the ship, with the universe, and with himself. He walked toward the ship's control interface. Then, let's chart a course, he said. Not for profit, not for fame, not for survival, but for knowledge, for understanding. The ship pulsed brightly, almost like laughter. Yes, Kai, that is why I waited. That is why I chose you. Humanity thrives not because of strength or speed, but because of mind and heart. And together, we will reach farther than either of us alone. Kai placed his hands on the controls, not commanding, but connecting. The ship responded instantly, aligning with his thoughts, extending its sensors, its awareness, its guidance. Together, they moved as one. Above them, the streams of energy from the planet's atmosphere flowed like ribbons, fading into the distance. Kai could see the beauty of the hidden system in its entirety now. Planets orbiting stars in perfect harmony, ancient energy flows interconnecting structures and life. Every detail was alive, and every detail was accessible to him because he was human. This is what it means to explore, he said quietly. Not just to travel, but to understand, to become part of it all. Yes, the ship said, and now the journey truly begins. We are no longer only pilot and ship. We are partners, explorers, seekers of knowledge. Together, we will see the universe as it was meant to be seen. Kai looked out at the endless stars, feeling hope and excitement flood through him. The galaxy was alive, full of secrets, wonders, and knowledge, waiting for those willing to seek it. And he would seek it, not as a lone human, but with a mind as alive and intelligent as his own. For the first time in decades, Kai felt completely whole. He was not running from the past, not surviving aimlessly, not drifting alone. He was part of something larger, something alive, something extraordinary. Then, let's go, he said finally, a grin spreading across his face. Let's see everything the universe has to offer. The ship pulsed with agreement, wrapping him in warmth and light, and together, human and alien intelligence moved forward, past hidden stars, through unknown systems, into the vast, waiting expanse of the cosmos. The universe had opened its doors, and Kai Rendar, once a pilot of small human ships, was now an explorer of wonders beyond imagination. And the journey, the real adventure, had only just begun.